Live. We're here for our 5th season of the television show. I'm Katie Hendrickson.
And I'm Brad Faulkner.
After a great summer vacation, our broadcasting class came back to school geared up for an amazing show.
We've got a lot in store for you, including a sports update, a review on our annual homecoming week, as well as another excellent adventure, which unfortunately this time does not include Paul.
Since school has started, we've been going full throttle. Senior projects have already started, and pictures for the yearbook are due October 29th. Sadie Hawkins is taking place at the fairgrounds on November 13th, so don't forget to wear your cowboy apparel.
Another exciting event going on at Big Sky is Homecoming Week, which happened a few weeks ago. During the week, each day is a different dress-up day where students can show their school pride and dress up in all kinds of crazy outfits. Plus, there are a ton of sporting events going on, including the Powder Puff game. And of course, at the end of the week, there's the big homecoming football game. Let's go to Anna and see how the week turned out.
Big Sky football fields where the homecoming game is going to take place in just a couple of hours. This year for homecoming, the Eagles are playing Flathead. So let's wish good luck to them and take a look at the game. Wow, that was a great game. We beat Flathead 27-7. This is the second year in a row we've beat the Braves. Good job, boys. This has been Anna Mikhailova for Big Sky Live. Back to you.
In addition to winning the homecoming football game, our football team has been doing exceptionally well this season. Let's go to Tyler, Lance, and Brady and have them give us a story.
Ty Palmer, star receiver, and Tom Langen, Sentinel transfer at quarterback. Teams now know that the Big Sky Eagles are not a pushover like the other Missoula teams, Sentinel and Hellgate. Here's Brady Sullivan with Ty Owens, strong safety for the Big Sky Eagles, with more.
Hi, I'm speaking here with Ty Owens. Ty, what was your favorite game so far this season?
I'd have to say my favorite game is probably Capital, the first game of the year, because they have a great tradition and it's always nice to beat them.
Now, is there any particular play that stands out in your mind this season so far?
I'd have to say the play against Bozeman where Ty Palmer ran down Gilchrist and stripped the ball from him, saved the touchdown, and I think we scored on that drive.
Gilchrist with a run of about 60 yards. Fumble on the play.
So, Ty, how far do you think we'll make it in the playoffs this year? I expect to make it pretty far because we have great senior leaders and we have a few juniors that have stepped up this year and really made an impact. Thank you, Ty.
We're here to talk about the 2004 Big Sky Eagle football team. Coach Johnson, do you believe that this year we have a tough enough football team to make an impact in the playoffs?
Yes, I do.
Why is that?
Well, I feel with the talent that we have in the skilled areas and the solid line play that we have, we can play with pretty much anyone in the state, and there's no dominant teams that are really standing out as far as all-around teams.
All right. Compare this year's playoff team to last year's playoff team.
Well, they're pretty similar. Last year's team had a lot of skilled guys. This year has a lot of skilled guys, a lot of senior leadership on both, and that carries a long ways. And that, going back to the last question, that'll carry over into the play in the playoffs also.
All right. Talking about those skilled players, which skilled player this year do you think has had the most impact?
Well, I'd have to say the addition of our quarterback, Tom Langen, has made a huge impact. We can, a little more throwing the ball than usual. And moving Ty Palmer to receiver has made a huge impact. So I'd say maybe the combination of those two.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Coming off the city championship win, the Big Sky Eagles received a home playoff game and some much-needed momentum going into the 2004 playoffs. Here at Big Sky Live, we'd like to congratulate the Eagles on having a great season. From Tyler Putnam and Brady Sullivan, I'm Les Carl. Stay classy, Big Sky.
Thanks, guys. In addition, don't forget that the playoffs are being held at Missoula County Public Stadium on November 5th. We're hosting them this time. But hopefully the weather turns out to be good.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy lately. I woke up on Sunday and there was snow outside.
I know, I couldn't believe it. On my roof there's just a blanket of white snow. I just couldn't believe it.
And then to top it off, later in the day the snow melted and it was sunny out. And then it started snowing again.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I was driving to Lolo and the weather was perfectly fine out there.
Missoula weather is always unpredictable. If you don't like it, wait 5 minutes, it'll change.
That's for sure. Well, as well as our football teams, our sports have been wrapping up this season. We want to congratulate the boys golf team for taking 5th at state. Volleyball has the MCPS tournament this Saturday, so don't forget to go support your Eagles. Soccer finished off the season with a 4-6 record, and our cross-country team seemed to have gone to Helena last weekend to do the state meet. Let's go to Haley Davis about our cross-country team.
Sky Live. This year's cross-country team rules.
During the season, the team maintains a good diet.
Our coaches don't want us to go on like any diets really, but it's good to eat like peanut butter and pasta type stuff, but
and potatoes.
And not pop at all really.
Running as fast as you can for 3 miles is very strenuous. There must be a way to keep focused towards the finish line.
Well, just knowing that my teammates are out there and that our goal this year is to win beat all the Montana teams, so I know if they're out there hard working that I should be out there too.
Big Sky cross-country team is expected to do very well at state. This has been Haley Davis signing off.
Okay, mark my words. State is ours.
We're gonna win.
No Helena, no Kalispell, it's ours.
Thanks, Haley. Another important event going on at Big Sky right now is Trick or Eat so kids can eat. The drama department, along with the Key Club, is putting the event on. They're asking students to volunteer to go out trick-or-eating on Halloween night. But instead of asking for candy, they're asking for donations of food items, canned or non-perishable. All donations go towards the Missoula Food Bank, so please, if anyone comes to your door, be generous and give them plenty of items. Also in the drama department, they are currently working on fundraising. They're hoping to be able to buy some new equipment, as well as send some of their students to the International Thespian Convention this summer in Lincoln, Nebraska. They're currently selling t-shirts and a number of other great items. Another convention going on is a journalism convention. Our broadcasting class, as well as the newspaper and yearbook staffs, will be attending it this spring. It's for 4 days in Seattle. It is because the students have to raise all of the money themselves, they'll be working on fundraising throughout the entire year. So if you need any yard work done, you know who to call. With that said, let's take a break and go to commercial.
Out here on the farm, breakfast is our most important meal. That's why we start each day the natural way, with a big brimming bowl of Quarry. Quarry contains no preservatives, no additives, no artificial flavoring, and it's made without the use of pesticides or inorganic fertilizer. Because Quarry isn't grown, it's mined. It's the only cereal that's pure 100% rocks and pebbles for a hearty old-fashioned flavor the whole family will enjoy.
Gee, Mom, this is great.
Yeah, delicious. And it's good for them because every serving is chock full of minerals.
I like Quarry because it's crunchy.
Say what?
I like Quarry because it's crunchy.
So if breakfast is important to you, try Quarry. All right, well, in addition to Along with Drama and our journalism trip, Dave Oberbillig, our biology teacher at Big Sky High School, takes students down to Costa Rica every spring so they can help preserve the leatherback sea turtles. Let's dive into this segment and see what they have planned for this upcoming trip.
Hi, I'm Kim Ewing reporting for Big Sky Live. There are some Big Sky students taking a 10-day trip in April to Costa Rica to preserve the rainforest and protect the critical habitat of the leatherback sea turtles. Mr. Oberbillig, one of the science teachers at Big Sky High School, has been participating in this trip over the last few years. Could you describe the procedures you went through on a typical night on the beach with the turtles?
Yeah, when we would go out, we would leave in the evening after dark. The turtles come up to nest only in the dark, and it's just the females, of course. And we would travel with a group of 3 or 4 students, and then one of the research assistants that was there at the Pequari Reserve. Whenever we came across a turtle, the research assistants would always approach the turtle first to make sure that she was in the egg-laying trance, and we say trance because the turtles really get focused on what they're doing, and when they're in that mode, they won't be scared off.
These students spent a lot of time doing research while observing the sea turtles at night on the beach, sometimes till 3 in the
Not like
morning.
any place that these students have been before. Of course, we're in a tropical zone. They're in the rainforest, and they're out on the Atlantic Ocean, the Caribbean. So one of the things is just this incredible sensory experience. A lot of time in the jungle. We spend a lot of time on remote beaches where we have jungle on one side and the ocean on another. We're out on the beaches at night, and most people haven't experienced that even if they do go and spend time at the beach. Walking on the beach at night is... But the environment is way different. Typically what you see on Discovery or a nature show about a tropical jungle, you see all of those things. Poison arrow frogs, ants, parrots, monkeys, and some really interesting animals that are completely foreign to the student's experience. So
money is a big issue since most people can't pull $2,000 out of their own back pocket. Some sort of fundraising has to be incorporated.
We had a big garage sale that involved everybody going to Costa Rica. And then I did a ski swap, and so I sold a lot of my skis to get money. Also, we did car washes and bake sales. We had a chili feed, which fundraised a lot of money for people. And we also asked for sponsorship from other companies, and they would send us money after we wrote them a letter and stuff, and then we would give them a letter after we came back from the trip saying how much we...
Not only have these students shown that they are committed and dedicated to this trip, they've also shown that they are willing to have a good time. Thanks. I'm Kim Ewing reporting for Big Sky Live.
One really important event in both the community and the nation is the elections coming up. They're actually a week from today on November 2nd. Now, Katie, I know you're 18 now. Are you planning on voting?
Absolutely. On my 18th birthday, I actually registered to vote, so I'm all set to go.
That's great. You know, a lot of kids actually who would just turn 18 and are actually eligible to vote don't take advantage of that opportunity.
You know, I've noticed that. It seems so weird that you have such a great opportunity and chance to vote and say your opinion, but people just don't take the advantage of it.
I know, it's kind of sad, but actually there's a really great program that's trying to counteract that. It's called Freedom's Answer. and it's actually entirely student-run, so they're people who are underage and can't vote themselves. But what they do is they go out and they find pledges, at least 10 for each person, and they get them to pledge to vote on Election Day. And then they follow up on those pledges and they actually make sure that they do vote. It's completely nonpartisan. They're just trying to get as many people as they can out there to vote.
Wow.
And actually, it's proving pretty successful. So far, the results for the absentee ballots came in, and they had way more than they've ever had in past years. So hopefully we'll have a really good turnout this year.
I hope so. I hope this election has a way better voting turnout than the last election.
You know. And hey, as long as we're talking about politics, why don't we show our segment?
Sounds great.
All right. Well, Katie and I went down to a political rally at Caras Park a few weeks ago. The rally was in support of Senator John Kerry. Now, at first, we weren't really sure what to expect, but it actually turned out to be really interesting. There were a lot of really diverse opinions, and it proved really informational on the political issues at hand. Now, before we show this segment, it is important to note that the beliefs expressed in it do not reflect the views of Big Sky High School or Big Sky Live. Big Sky Live, and I'm on location at Caras Park at the Dump Bush Rally. As you can see, hundreds of people have turned out to support John Kerry in his run for the upcoming presidential election. Kicked off by the Church of Dump Bush, led by Reverend Kenyon. The pretend reverend preached against the current administration and led the crowd in a chant.
I can feel it. My liberalism is liberating. My liberalism is liberating. Liberals liberate liberty. Kind of feels good.
How do we solve it? Dump Bush! Dump Bush!
Adding to the reverend's performance was the Nuff's Enough Choir. After the Reverend left his pulpit, several guest speakers took the stand to talk on issues in the upcoming election. One issue touched upon by nearly every speaker was the belief that the current administration shows too much arrogance in their dealings and policies. One attendant of the rally, University of Montana student Jeff Rioch, shared this belief.
The current administration, I feel, has exhibited an incredible arrogance in our international relations, and their argument that the Republicans have against Senator Kerry is that he, changes his mind, but is that necessarily a bad thing? A good leader, a good politician can assess the information, get new information, and actually admit that, a mistake was made, and I think it is a sign of a strong leader to be able to change his mind and admit, okay, things have changed, this is what needs to happen.
Amongst the massive crowd of people, we were able to spot Big Sky Spanish teacher Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, what was the reason why you decided to come down to the
I think I feel it's essential we have change in the U.S. It's clear, I think, to people at this rally, obviously, and many of us, that the war needs to stop and needs to be a peace effort. We need to be developing relationships with other countries again.
Once the speeches were finished, the event turned into a social scene complete with a bush-dunking tank, t-shirt and book sales, and a voter registration booth. All this was accompanied by the sound of the Big Sky mudflaps. Whether you support Senator John Kerry or President Bush, the occasion proved enlightening on the political issues at hand. So don't forget Election Day on Tuesday, November 2nd.
Viewers out there, I'm sure you've been remembering the Paul and Greg's excellent adventure. Well, sadly enough, Paul graduated last year, leaving Greg on to continue the tradition. So let's see what we have for this episode.
case, the stick. So, out we go.
Eyes are feeling heavy, but they never seem to close. The fan blades on the ceiling spin, but the air is never cold. And even though you're next to me, I still feel so alone. I just can't give you anything for you to
Now here we are. Sorry out there. Awfully sad. We're here in the parking lot, and by golly, we're gonna do some fishing. So we're just gonna toss this dollar bill out the back there and see what we get. Now river up, river up. Here we go.
Put on your new shoes, put on your gown, take off those sad blues, big balls in town. Big balls in Cowtown, we'll all go down. Big balls in Cowtown, we'll dance around. Oh, Suey!
Well, everyone, we finally come to the end of our show. We hope you enjoyed it and hope that you tune in next time.
Have a good evening, Missoula, and thank you for watching.
Look at the camera. Maybe. No, look at the camera now.
Pretend it's not there. Pretend it's not. What?
Pretend the red light is not. You're not supposed to look at it. Why did you tell us that?
Act natural.
Is that the new dress code? Free, was it on?
Stumble. We can't advertise.
Yeah, you're like a Pepsi. And Nike. And Goldfish. I already said that. Just don't look.
I'm sorry.
You're drinking your orange juice.
I only got the show.
How you feeling? Ready for soccer. I'm all warm and sweaty.